from there. So just like I said, customer service. So, and when you say customer service relationship management, of course, we are looking at CRM. Most of us have been hearing the word CRM. What does it entail? It's a tool that helps sales team to track and drive revenue while maintaining and improving customers' relationship. Customer service relationship management is a tool. That means it's a working tool. Is a particular probably program that a company provides to ensure that they track, they drive revenue while maintaining and improving customers' relationship. Because you need to find a way of tracking what you do in your company so that you enjoy the dividends and benefits of why you are set up, and of course the profitability accrued. So like I said, customer relationship management is a strategic process the organization uses to manage, analyze, and improve their interactions with customer. Is used to manage, analyze, and improve the interaction with customers. Remember, I say it's a tool. So it's a program. Let me use that word. It's a program that each organization, for example, now, you work inside a commercial bank, you see one or two of the staff, maybe somebody downstairs and upstairs, they are chatting themselves. They don't want to pick up phone because when they pick up the phone and they are saying, the customer is here, is lamenting, is asking of so person, you might hear as a customer. So in the wisdom of the bank, they decide to set up a tool where they can communicate. So that process is a working tool. So that's the kind of, we have various types that you can use to manage, analyze, and improve your interactions with customer. Also, it's focused on building customer relationship, developing a base for loyal customers, and at the same time, increasing profitability. Of course, if you have most of your CRM tool, building customer relationship won't be a problem because already you have a database of these customers, and probably you must have segmented them to know, okay, this category of customer, this is what they want. These are the people complaining. Hello? You able? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry, please mute yourself, Miss Ikoro Queen.
Okay, I
Sorry,
think that's
Mr.
a
Michael,
mistake.
please can go on, sir.
Okay. So managing our customers' relationship, developing a base for loyal customer, because you need to have record of customers that are loyal so that you can be able to track, especially when it's time for reward. When it's time for you to reward your loyal customers, you'll be running up and down that, where are their list? Where are their list? Just is another way. So you have different way by which you can keep track of most of these things. And all of them are working tools that you can use. So I move to essential components of CRM. That's the next slide. Essential component of CRM. On this place, we talk about customers' need. Customers' need. Because before a customer approach your place, your agency for one transaction or the other, there's a need that the customer already has. So organization can never predict actual customers' need. It is crucial to engage the customer in order to determine their need. When the customer approaches you within your agency, the first question you ask after greeting the person, good day, ma, good day, sir. How may we help you? Is all until you ask them before you know their need. Without asking that question, it might be very difficult for you to know what brought the person in. And chances are that at times you have to be very, very careful when you are finding out customers' need. Because there are some people, maybe due to language barrier or the fact that technology, they are shy, you see them enter your place and they get confused. So you have to be patient enough to dig. Okay, you did so and so things. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly now.
Okay. So I move to the next one, which is customer's response. Remember, you've been able to find out the need of the customer by a way of asking the person, how may we help you today? So the customer's response now, this is the reaction of the organization to queries, inquiries, and activities of the customer. This is the reaction of the organization. You are the one representing the organization to queries, inquiries, and activities. That person that just came to your place, you are asking, you are inquiring something from her. How may we help you? So it's important that we understand that these are essential components of the customer relationship management. Without any of these two, we might get our customer relationship management wrong. So it's important that we follow this. Third one talks about customer satisfaction. Of course, it's a measure of how the service delivered exceed customers' expectation. A customer comes to meet you and he says, oh, I was debited for so and so time, and you were able to resolve it by giving the person timeline. Okay, by so day and so day, because you're already familiar with that space. You are familiar with dispute resolution within your space. So you've promised the customer, okay, this is what will happen, this is what will happen, this is what will happen. And the customer sees that, the way you told him, that is the same way he or she got it. And you see that that person will fall under this category and the customer will be satisfied. It's a measure of how service is delivered, how you deliver, how you exceed the customer expectation. Because some customers will just come with the notion that, you know, go fit do it. But you now have to ensure that as a professional, the reason why we are undergoing this training is to ensure that among our peers, that we are more refined. When I say among our peers, a lot of people are doing the business that we are doing. But why we are coming for this training is to ensure that the way and manner, the approach to customers is different. We want a situation whereby when a customer finishes leaving your premises, he or she is finding out that this person, the way you serve me is actually professional and different from how that person under that tree used to serve. Why? Because you have undergone professional training. So after this training, after you've written an exam, the essence is not just to collect certificates. Most of these things that we are being taught needs to be inbuilt, needs to be inside us. So that you don't need to show somebody your certificate. The way you serve your customer will distinguish you and you get positive feedback from your customers. So we talk about customer loyalty. It is the tendency of a customer to remain in business with a particular organization. Tendency of a customer to remain. That means the customer is loyal. In the political space, you'll be hearing people say, are you loyal? So if you are operating an agency banking, maybe a point of sales, and you see a particular customer, always call me. Always call me. Even when there's rain, the person is there. When you come late, your shop is not open, and the person is waiting. That's a loyal customer. So you should be able to keep track of such person and ensure that you make them loyal. So another part is customer retention. A customer can be loyal, but you might find it difficult to retain the customer. What's the difference? It's a strategy in keeping a customer and not letting the effect of other organization. Usually a loyal customer tends to stick with a particular brand. When a customer is loyal, you see that the person is always sticking to your brand. There are some of our customers in POS that between their house and your place, they've passed more than 15 POS agents, but yet they choose to come to your place. There's a reason why they came to your place. It's not because maybe you are too handsome or you are too beautiful. But if you take time and look inward, you discover that it's possible that the way you serve them can be in many ways. How you talk to them, the time management. Maybe when they come to you, they don't waste time. You answer them and you welcome them well. It could be any of these factors. So once you identify that a customer is loyal, the next thing you should think of is how to retain the customer. It is cheaper to retain a customer than to look for a new customer. Why am I saying this? For you to look for a new customer, you have to do flyers, you have to do one thing or the other that will, of course, exert energy. But for you to retain, this person is always coming to you. So why don't you serve the person well so that the person can remain loyal and gets retained? So that's about component of CRMs. So we move to the 5 stages of relationship development. The 5 stages of relationship development. Of course, the first one, we are talking about prospect. This is identifying people that often are interested in potential, having the interesting potential, and many want to do business with the organization. When we say prospect, let me give you a typical example. As we are in our business premises, once in a while, as the CEO, I don't expect us to sit down and just get comfortable that after all, I have close to over 100 customers. You should look for more. So that process of looking for more, you saw somebody somewhere and you are trying to convince the person that, you can always come to my place now to do your withdrawal. That person that you are talking to is a prospect, is not yet a customer. That person that you are trying to win the person, because the person has not been coming to your place. So that person that you are speaking to is a prospect. It is when he starts coming to your place, that's when he becomes a customer. So I go to the second one, client. Organizations should try to convert new prospects to clients who purchase regularly. Of course, just let's replace clients with customer. It's just what I've done. All of them means the same thing. I meet Madam Miriam in the market. And after buying fish, I say, Madam, okay, this fish is nice. Oh yeah, I want to buy so amount. Madam, where do you do your withdrawal? Now with Uncle Joseph. Madam, see my place there now. Always come to my place. That woman selling fish that you are talking to is a prospect. When he or she start coming to your place, she is now a client. That's the example. So we move to the next one, supporters. Converting a client into a long-term buyer. At this stage, the customer becomes referrals to the organization. This woman that sells fish, after her coming once to withdraw, comes second time to withdraw, she comes to do transfer. You have gotten her confidence. She has not gotten to a stage of being a supporter, converting clients into a long time. She's not just coming once in a week. She's now coming 2-3 times in a week. And you see her coming often and often. She's already loyal to you. So that's what I mean by supporter. And in a way, when she is loyal to you, of course, you can be rest assured that she will always tell people around her that, you want to withdraw, go to that place. That place is the best place for you. So that's at the stage of support. The next one is called advocate. At this stage, the customer brings referral to the organization. Now, this woman is so loyal to you now. She is now, you see that anytime she's coming, she's holding 2 people. Oh, yeah, now here, now go to withdraw. And she brings, another time again, she brings another person. Or you interview a customer that you are seeing for the first time. Madam, how do you get to know about us? Oh, is one woman that sells fish in the market. That woman now is an advocate for the organization because she's now doing what we call advocacy, referring people to your business. The last part, which is partner. Here, the customer consider the company a vital player in fulfilling need. At this level, it's not a level of customer, it's not a level of supporter, it's not a level of advocacy. The person is like a partner, where you even hear people will be asking, Madam, do you have shares with this person? And she will tell you, no, I don't have shares. So because the customer consider the company as a vital player, she feels, you will see where she will tell somebody that even if you carry money, go there, even if they don't count it, anything they tell you, that means she's so loyal and she believes so much in the product or the company. So at that level, the person is already a partner. So those are the 5 stages of course, relationship management. I move to the next slide. Consumer relationship management process. Consumer relationship management process. The following are the 3 stages of consumer CRM process. 1, generate brand awareness. Generate brand awareness. Remember, in your big office or small office, you have a brand that is so important to you. You have a brand. What is your brand? Maybe, for example, The name of your business is Simple and Co. And in Simple and Co, what do? You do cash in, cash out, you do bill payment, you do this, you do that. That is a brand that is so important to you because you have sweat, you have gone through rain and sun to ensure that that brand remains distinguished. So you need to generate brand awareness. That means aligning where you are and every other part of the town to know that, look, there's this particular brand. What did they do there? Oh, or what is the brand? What's it all about? Before you now start saying this and this and this and this are the things that we are into. That's creating awareness. Learning about target audience. Remember, we are talking about consumer relationship management, the process. Learning about target audience. Of course, you have to learn about your target audience. Who are the kind of people that you're expecting? Oh, okay, I need artisans, people that are doing handwork. They do transfer well. That's your target. You learn again that, oh, people that are doing spare parts, they don't have time. Most of them don't have maybe sales girl, or they have, but they don't want to leave their sales girl. And when they go to the bank, they end up spending too much time. So that's also, you can learn about them. This thing that I'm saying now is something somebody have learned about your target audience, so that you'll be able to now offer them a solution. You have to bring a solution to those people before they can patronize your business. Because what people want is, how can you solve my problem? Not how can you compound my problem. If you want to compound their problem, they will not come to you. So which the last part of this one talks about segmenting the target audience. Now, we have a target audience. Maybe the whole of Aba is your target audience as a brand. Now, this last part is talking about market segmentation. Market segmentation means separating your market. For example, mechanics, that's a market segment. Schools, that's another market segment. Civil servants, another market segment. People that are into buying and selling in the market, that's another. So you have to be able to do your market segmentation so that you now know that, okay, this and this. Once you have segmented your market, you know how to push for your product. Remember, we are being taught how to do what we call consumer relationship management. Until you know what they do there, then managing them will not be a problem. Because part of what we said here is learning about your target audience. You have to know who your target audience is. So when you see somebody that sells spare parts, already you should have it in mind that this person, they don't have time. Oh. After 2-3 minutes now, he or she will start shouting that you are wasting my time. So, but when you understand him, you will know how to best solve his problem. And at the end of the day, he remains happy. We go to the second 2.0. Now we are looking at customers' complaint and service recovery. This is something that a lot of companies in Nigeria, they've gotten it wrong. And that's why at times you go on social media, you see today, so company is trending for the negative thing. Because what? Because of what? How they treat their customers' complaint. Customers must always have complaint, but how we handle it makes customer either appreciate what you have done or dissatisfied. There's no middle ground. There's no sitting on the fence. It's either the person is dissatisfied or is happy the way you treated him. So definition of customer complaint here, say customer complaint is an expression of dissatisfaction on a consumer on behalf of an organization. It also refers to when a business does not deliver on its commitment and does not meet customers' expectation in terms of product and services. A customer comes to meet you and comes to complain that the last time I came to use your POS, instead of debiting me once, I don't know what happened, and I got home and I received another debit. And the next thing you are doing is, madam, that thing where they talk, it no fit happen. It no fit happen, not before here. You are being defensive as a business owner. Remember, is what is inbuilt in us, the business owner. That is what we pass to our staffs. The way you behave to customers is the same way I can assure you that your staffs will even behave times 10 of it. So if you are the type that you're always on the defensive side, a customer wants to complain, you don't even allow them to talk. You just say, he's not be here, he's not here, it can't happen. That's the same way your staff will treat. And that customer will just carefully move because you have refused to listen to him. So it's important that we pay attention. Listen to these customers, even if you think what they are saying is rubbish. Listen to it and offer advice professionally. Professionally. Remember here, customers complain. And we say a customer complaint is an expression of dissatisfaction. A customer will not complain if he or she is satisfied. There will be no complaint. Rather, what they will do is to praise your organization. This place, when they try, which is better because you don't need any process to just acknowledge. So it's important that we pay attention to every customer's complaint, regardless of our busy schedule. So this is a very vital thing. We have spent so much in infrastructure around our offices. You bought this, you bought that. You have expended money. And now it's now time for you to do business and get your income in bits till you can break even. That means you can make profit. But remember, when you have a lot of dissatisfied customer, maybe due to the fact that you don't listen to their complaint, I bet you might operate at loss. And you will just see that other people are doing well. Other people in the same business, they are doing well. And you'll be asking yourself, it's like these people, they are using juju. They are not using juju. Probably it's possible that those customers are better served there. They listen to their complaint. So it's important that we listen to our customers' complaint. Why does complaint matters? Why complaint matters? 1, insight into service gap. It's important because when a customer comes to complain, it will make you know that, there's a gap somewhere. Remember that even the banks, the telecom industry, the oil and gas, they bring us solutions based on customers' complaint, based on customers' need. Is when they bring a particular need or complaint, the bank or the organization will now thinking what I say, there's a gap. This is what we ought to have done. We didn't do it. They will not tell the customer. They will now quickly look inward and tell their IT department to provide a solution. And you will see that within few days, they will now say, we now have a solution for so and so thing. So when complaints at times make us go inside, a customer's complaint can be that each time he or she comes to withdraw at your office space, maybe you have a staff that prefers money. I'm just giving an example. He or she wants to collect 100,000, and instead of 100 pieces of 1,000, every time he comes, he's always saying 99 or 98. If you don't take time to listen to that person will just go because he or she cannot afford to be losing his 1,000 or 2,000 that he can use for transport. But if you pay attention and you don't just go defensive, you note it down and assure the customer that you investigate. Remember now, you are now looking at gaps. You now come back and say, okay, how is my process here that's warranted my staff to be preferring cash? Okay, maybe I used to leave too much cash with the staff, or maybe I need to do so thing. Those are the things that we are looking at. 2, opportunity for improvement. Remember what I've just said. I've already picked this. Because that person complained and you are seeing service gap and you are saying, okay, this is what I'll do next. This is what I'll do next. I'll be giving my staff just maybe one bundle per time. I'll be in my office and that one bundle, I'll count it, or I'll place a notice where customers will see that please confirm your cash before leaving. So when customers sees that notice and you now tell them that, okay, for people that refuse to confirm, but that's not an excuse for for an insider, your staff, to be preferring cash, but at least ensure that the due diligence is done from your part. So at times, complaints are ways of us improving our services. And 3rd, retaining of dissatisfied customer. Remember, you listen to a complaint for a customer and you're able to come back and fill in the service gap, and you look at the opportunities to improve the business. There's no how you will not retain the customer, because the customer must have seen how you have gone all through the process. Okay, this is what this organization did, and this is what they did. And at the end of the day, I'm satisfied because they have changed in that particular complaint. So, but if a customer comes to complain and next week the same thing happen, upper week the same thing happen, the customer will just quietly go to another place because there are competitors everywhere. So it's important that we pay attention to our customers' complaint. Common causes of customers' complaint. What are the things that causes complaint? Poor product service quality. Poor product service quality. In those people in the service realm, you will hear when the customer goes to the bank and say, they're always not having network. This network, in short, there are some banks in Nigeria, they've changed their name to no network. That's a very bad thing. These are the reasons why customers complain. You will see them, no, you want to give me check for so bank? No, I'm not going there. They are always not having network problem. Or, okay, this is where you want me to go and buy a bag of rice. No, I'm not going there because those people, they will detach the bag of rice and fetch one or two things from it. So their bag of rice is not always complete. Poor service and product quality. So far, you don't discharge. Or that place, no, if I go there, the staff is always insulting. The girl job is chewing chewing gum and be doing and insulting people. Poor service quality. The person will just quietly carry, actually, he's the owner of his money. He will just go to another person. Another thing, long waiting time. Remember when I talked about you knowing your target audience? You've known that spare part dealers don't have sales rep, or some of them have sales rep, but they don't want to, they would need to go back on time. And you keep such person for like 1 hour or 2 hours. Maybe God help you that the person was patient enough to finish that transaction, to consummate the transaction. I can bet you that that particular person might not come back next time because time is of essence to him. Why are most of them not going to the banks? They feel you are going to make their transaction time very short. So, but when you now make it prolonged due to service gap, or is when the customer comes to your phone, you now remember that, my data has finished. Please wait, let us subscribe. And to subscribe, all those things are things that can waste time. Time is of essence. To even somebody that is not working, they don't joke with their time. So if you manage a customer's time very well, effectively, and you serve them at the right time, you see that there will be no common causes for customers' complaint. So timing, also, long waiting is the reason for complaint. Miscommunication or misunderstanding. Of course, when you don't communicate properly, remember when we are talking about all these things, we are talking about you, the business owner, and your staff. So even if you as the MDCU, you communicate well, have you trained your staff how to communicate well? If you don't train them how to communicate well, it's as good as you don't have any value in that company. Because when you are not there, you can be rest assured that your employee will just speak to your customers anyhow. And in this 21st century, where even customers that are not learned already know most of these things, that you don't talk to me anyhow. They will just quietly go to another person. So it's important that we communicate well, and we avoid misunderstanding. What a customer wants, you are doing something else. The customer wants to withdraw 10,000 and you went to withdraw 100,000. And you are now saying, sorry. If only you took time to listen to the customer, definitely that could be avoided. There are some customers that will complain for that kind of thing because you didn't settle down to listen to them. Unmet expectation. The customer or the consumer, before coming to your place, already has an expectation. What's my expectation? I'm going to Alhaji Sanusi shop, and my expectation is that if I reach Alhaji Sanusi place, no, those 10 bags of rice, I go get her. And the 10 bag of rice, you can be rest assured that they'll be very clean and neat. And all of a sudden, we just got there. Alhaji Sanusi has only 1 bag and very dirty rice. Here, the customer's expectation unmet. Can you blame the customer for having high expectation? You can't blame them, because when you have a loyal customer that is already advocating for you, the expectations are high, the stakes are high. So you can't afford to come down. So if in your business, you have already raised the bar, you come to work maybe 7:30 every day. There are some customers that already know that, no, 7:30, the only POS or the only office that I know that will open is so person. And they get there, 8 o'clock, 9, you have not opened. You have disappointed them. So when such things are not met, of course, a customer is allowed to complain. Inadequate customer support. You don't support a customer. When I say support, we are not saying dashing them money. Support by walking them through their issue and offering a solution. There are some solutions that might not come from you. So please don't let us get it wrong that we think you are the alpha and omega of every solution. No, there are some solutions that probably involve third or service providers. But you need to make the person understand this is what you need to do. So you need to support the customer. At times, you have to even, if it's your loyal customer, there's nothing wrong in following up. Madam, I've not seen you. I'm just following up. I hope that problem has been resolved. And you see her laughing that, yeah, thank you very much. I so much appreciate it has been resolved. So that's a way of supporting. So we should not get it wrong. Support, I'm not talking about dashing them money or giving them money. No, that's not what I'm referring to. The impact of unresolved complaint. Remember, we just finished common causes of complaint. So what's the impact when a customer brings a complaint and you don't resolve it? Of course, number one, you lose the customer's trust and loyalty. You lose his trust because in Nigeria, local parlance, we call it falling of hand. Falling of hand. I made a promise. I'm a loyal customer to you. I'm an advocate of your brand. I've already promised somebody that, like in the town I am, there's a pharmacy that runs 24 hours here. And funny enough, apart from hospital, that's the only pharmacy in this town that runs 24 hours. That's a unique selling point for that pharmacy. So maybe something now happened to somebody 12 midnight, and I say, go to so-so pharmacy. And the person gets there, and he sees that the place is shut down. Expectation here is not met. And the person that referred the customer also will have issues of trust that I've overbelieved these people, but well, they've just proven that they are normal business people. So issue of trust and loyalty is key. Number two, negative words, word of mouth and review. Remember, we are looking at impact of unresolved complaint. What's the effect when you don't resolve a customer's complaint? Negative word of mouth. Like I said, when you meet somebody and say, that bank, they are always having network problem. That's negative. That's negative. They are always not having. But as she's saying it, it's possible that more than 5 customers are passing. And maybe those ones are even planning to go and open account in that bank. And they will just tell themselves that, oh boy, we have to go back. See, here a customer lamenting. Seriously. That's the impact of when you don't resolve the customer's complaint. You will see that there are some customers, maybe they have issue, dispense error and the rest. And we're not able to resolve it well. They will stand in front of your shop and they'll be shouting. They want to create nuisance. They want to create attention. That's one of the negative effects of an unresolved complaint. 3, they will decrease revenue and brand reputation. You can imagine if somebody comes to your office or your shop and create a scene, and more than 500 people gathered. Chances are that people that are passing by the road that won't have chance to come near to your place to ask what is happening. From far, they will just draw inference about your business. That place, people gathered. I'm sure they've stolen somebody's money. Maybe they stole a customer. They will just form their own opinion. So as much as possible, this kind of, when you don't resolve customers' complaint, it will decrease your revenue. Because some people are very funny that you will look at it that, how else do you want me to do? They will shout every day, come and act drama. Of course, it will affect your brand because the name of your company will be affected because people will begin to lose trust in you. Also, increase customers' trust. And I'll take it with inadequate customer support, which is what I just said. Now, of course, the influx of customers will be reduced. Like I gave an example of woman lamenting and maybe 5 people going to the bank to open an account. When they hear something like that, they will tell themselves, no, this is not the kind of service that we want. They will just quietly go to another place. And also, inadequate once you don't support customers, like I said, it has a negative impact in your business or organization. Remember, we've talked about customers' complaint and the impact. Now we look at the importance of service recovery. because customers complain, we have to take it with service recovery. So in this part now, we are looking at service recovery is a process of resolving customers' complaint effectively. So one part is we've dealt with people complaining, lamenting every day. It's as if you can't please them. Now we are looking at a process of resolving customers' complaint effectively. When I say effectively, means you have resolved it and tomorrow morning the person is not running back. You are into, maybe for example, you are doing NI enrollment and already you told the person that, okay, when I enroll you, after so number of days, your NI will validate. And at the end of the day, what you did, what you're supposed to do under 24 hours, maybe it's actually validated. Maybe after 2-3 days, the person now wants to use the NI, maybe in the telecom industry firm to do SIM registration. And they're now telling him or her that, look, your NI is not validated. The customer will not be happy because you have resolved it, but not effectively. So we have to ensure that we resolve it so that such thing will not happen. At least within your power, what you can do. The one you can do, remember I said you refer to the appropriate place. What are the benefits here of service recovery? Restore customers' confidence and satisfaction. Of course, you resolve customers' complaint effectively. It restores the confidence and satisfaction. They are satisfied with your brand. Secondly, it builds loyalty. In that place, even if you have problem, they will resolve it. And you see that resolution, that problem will not come again, except maybe it's another thing. It brings loyalty, makes customers to be loyal because there must be problem. It turns negative experience into positive ones. Remember when they came with their problem, that's a negative experience. Now, within your recovery plan, within your organization, within your agency, you've been able to solve it. So a way you've turned negativity into positivity. And of course, you should know, when you turn negativity to positivity, the customer return to you with a smile. You just say, Oga, you've done this. Thank you. They will smile. Their voice will be very low. It's different from when the person is shouting. When they come for complaint, they are shouting. You are the one that will even beg them that, madam, please calm down. So, but when you do this, you see the customer smiling and giving you that feedback that, yes, you have done it. So, steps to service recovery. Please remember that the nature of job that we do, we have to pay attention to this service recovery. Though we should not also, we should also be mindful of the complaint side that we just took. Steps to service recovery. Acknowledge the issue. Listen actively and empathize. Acknowledge the issue. You can only solve a problem effectively if you have listened keenly to the customer. Remember the example I gave you. Somebody says, the money I came to withdraw here is not, the moment you just hear it's not complete, you just say, he's not here, he's not here. We don't do that kind of thing. You've not listened keenly. You are only being defensive. So it's when you listen attentively and empathize. Madam, I know where your house is. Oh. You mean you came all the way? I'm empathizing with her. Though you might not be able to solve the problem that day, but you are telling her that you know what made her to come here, what she must have gone through. And you are saying, madam, please, this is what you do. Because of the high cost of transportation, so that it won't put you in another box. Please, can you drop your phone number? Tomorrow, so time, I'll call you to give you feedback as to this. And at the end of the day, you're able to call the woman maybe once or twice till the problem now get resolved. Of course, that's a good step to service recovery. And you have been able to empathize with her, not making her come. Because by the time she comes twice and the problem is not solved, she will start shouting because she has spent money for transportation to and fro and time. So 2, apologize sincerely. Take responsibility without excuse. As business people, we should drop our pride or drop our ego. We should drop our ego. We should never, like, for example, let me give an example. When we started agency banking then, when I newly joined between 2010 and 2011, I was in Benue State then. I had a car. But I had this tradition then that I don't always want my customers. So there was this day that a reverend father came to do a transaction. Then I was mixing my agency with selling DSTV installations. So the man came to buy a complete DSTV dish and the rest. So my staff went out. I just started. So it was only one staff I had. I think she went to eat. So when the man paid, the reverend father paid, and he was about leaving, I had to help him carry the DSTV and everything. Went inside loyalty from customers. And when the man came back, I think power issue, because when they do mass production, chances are that some of these things might not work effectively except you test it. So when he brought it, that this brand new decoder that I'm the one that taught the leader. If you just on it's not powering, immediately I just say, sir, I'm sorry, or we are sorry for that. Of course, I know that within our own process, there's what we call power dealer, and they'll swap it for. So I already have that understanding. Immediately I just switch another one for him. So it's important that we apologize. So can you hear me? I think I went off for a few seconds.
Yes, sir. Your
Yes, we
network
can hear
is
you now.
better, sir.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, so we need to apologize, to take responsibility. Don't always shy away from apologizing. So please, let's lay down our guards when it comes to business, because you need this 1 naira, 2 naira that these customers are bringing in. Is the sum total of this 1 naira, 2 naira that makes the thousands and millions that we declare. Because we've seen some of us, some even has gone as far as buying cars. Maybe after a long while, you build house, you send your children to school, so we need to ensure that we don't bring in our ego and look at a customer and say, this customer, this one that I can even pay your school fees. Don't do that. That 100 naira transaction fee that person is bringing, you need it. That's why you are open for business. So we should not waste time in apologizing when needed. 3, investigate, understand the root cause of the grievance. A customer brought a grievance. Remember, we're in the process of steps to service recovery. When you investigate, you understand what happened. The root cause, what happened? This person says his car is short. What happened? What happened? Within yourself, you begin to do investigation so that you know the root cause. Once you know the root cause, you kill that root cause. Remember that we are trying to make the customer happy. 4, resolve. Offer a fair and timely solution. Timely, very important. Customers always want to hear, no matter the English you speak, when is this problem going to be solved? They're always too quick to ask that. So in my own opinion, we should be very careful. If it's something that is within your reach to resolve, 4 hours to be done, because it's within your reach. But if you are under a service provider, maybe a third-party service provider, they are the one providing service to you. That means you need to escalate to them. So you'll be depending on their resolution before you can tell this customer. You have to be very careful as to the time frame that you give the person. In this training, I will not be able to tell the person 1 week, tell the person, but you need to be very careful. You have been dealing with the service provider, so you should know an average timeline that issue is being resolved. And you can even add 1 or 2 days in case if anything goes wrong. So you should be very careful, because every resolution offer a fair and timely solution. Fair. Oh, madam, this 1,000. Oh, the error, this one that was short is actually our fault. Probably the customer counted the money in presence of you. Quick to apologize and immediately bring a swap. I don't even expect you not to even count the cash before giving the customer. But let's just assume that at times it happens. So you should be able to offer very fair. What you did is just fair. Fair enough. There are some things that you even take up and say, okay, it's my loss. Let me do this just to ensure that the customer is happy. So let the customer see that you are fair. You are not being biased. You are not protecting your staff and looking at what the customer brought as complaint as this customer is just blabbing. Then the last part of it, say follow up. Ensure that the customer is satisfied. After resolution, how do you follow up? Phone call. So it's important that we keep track. Remember how we started? Customer relationship management. And I said you need to keep record of your customers. You need to have record of your customer. You need to have record of people that comes to complain. And you need to have their contact. Oh, madam, okay, I heard from my service provider that so thing has been resolved. Is it true? A 2-3 minutes call will not kill your business. Oh, yes, it's true. That gives confidence that yes, your third party company, they've done the need. And the woman will be very happy that, oh, you mean this person even went as far as even calling me to find out. So it's important that we pay attention to this. I think I'll be a bit faster because we still have much to cover. Best practices for handling complaint. Best practices. What are the best practices when a complaint comes to you? Train employees to handle complaint. I've said it before. Remember, we are being trained as business owners now by FIC on CIBN certification. What's the worth of our training if we go back to our business premises and we don't train our staff? It's useless because you might not be at your business premises every day because you might be looking for customers. And you allow your employees to be talking to customers, to be misbehaving anyhow. You will lose customers. So, but when you finish this training, and as a matter of fact, you simplify the training to ensure that your employees get it. Of course, it's a best practice of handling complaint because already I have one formula that I used to use, and I want to share it with you. Of course, in my place of work till now, I have field staff and I have operators. Operators are the people in the office that attends to customers. My field staffs are the people that will go on the field to source for either we are opening accounts, we are doing BVN, we are doing NIN, we are doing disbursements, anything that we do on the field. So what do I normally do? Even if I employ you and you are supposed to be in the office, I'll first take you out for 2 weeks. You follow us to the field. Go and see how the jungle is. We call field jungle. When sun hits you very well, and you are seeing how it's so difficult for us to win a customer, just one customer. You are seeing how we are talking, just to win one customer. My dear, when that customer comes to you, you will not want to lose him or her. So it's part of our training to ensure that our employees are well handled, well guided to handle complaint. Also, use a standardized complaint resolution process. Of course, within our workspace, we should have something standard as a template. This is the process that we use in resolving. Some people's process is from the office assistant, maybe your assistant that gets the complaint, he takes it to maybe the head, maybe you have a supervisor, and the supervisor feels, oh, this is something beyond me. He now takes to you, the MD, depending on how your office is structured. But what matters is if the process is, find a way of ensuring that the process is being fast-tracked and customers' complaint is attended to. Empower employees to make decisions. It is very important. There are some people we build our business and that even if your staff wants to do one thing, they will carry phone. Oga no day. Make I call Oga. They will now go and hide in one corner. You are not helping your business. You are not helping your business. God forbid, what if an emergency happened? Somebody said, if your business cannot function without you being there, then you have not started. You have not started because you have many reasons not to be at your workplace. Are we saying everything will go dead? So empower your employees. The only thing is that as you are empowering them, ensure that you put checks. Don't overgive them that latitude. You should have checks. When I say checks, of course, you have a supervisor. The supervisor should be trained to find a way of checking most of these people. Then maybe the only time you have is close of business. Close of business, if you are around or you employ a general manager, depending on how your structure is, the person should also sit and do a roll call or do a auditory of what has happened so that, okay, they will know whether money is missing, money is not missing, customers complain, and the ones that you need to escalate within 24 hours. So empower your staff. Document complaint for future improvement. It's good that we have registers, e-book, anyone that you think is good for you to ensure that most of these complaints are documented. So that when service recovery, of course, so complaint, this is how you resolve it. So complaint, this is how the document will be there for future purpose. Also use CRM to track and manage complaint. We've talked about this before. Move to the next slide. Example of effective service recovery. Examples of effective service recovery. Now here we are going to be looking at two cases. Case 31, how a hotel resolved a customer's room issue with complimentary upgrade. Now, what are they saying here? A customer probably booked his room online. He's in Asaba. He booked a room in Enugu and he has paid. And he got there and probably there was a mix-up. The room that was assigned to him, mistakenly, the staff gave it out to somebody. And maybe the room that they gave out, probably he paid for a room of 25,000. And in the middle of that, the customer was about shouting that, so what's the essence of booking online? And the moment he just started and the manager just came, tried to solve the situation. Oh, please, sir, we are sorry. Remember, our approach now is coming in. You have to first apologize because the mix-up. Don't start by looking at that staff and start lashing the staff in front of the customer. That's not the time. Take care of the customer. Ensure that the customer is well taken care of. Then you now come back and do what we call house cleaning. You come back and clean your house. Cleaning your house means anything you want to do to the person. So far, you are correcting the person. You want to yell at the person. Just ensure that it's not in front of the customer. So, but what did the hotel do? Oh, we have this mix-up comes from us. They now decide to, okay, there's no room for 25,000, but there's a room for 35,000. They now decide to, is on us, sir, to compliment that is on us, and we want to appreciate your time and to ensure you that we are not like this. Please, we are giving you a compliment of a higher package. You just see the customer smile because there's nobody that won't like a good thing, because a higher grade means better bed space, AC, maybe better AC, and some other accessories that comes with it. So in a way, they've been able to recover a customer that was complaining or had a genuine complaint. So the second case study too, how an e-commerce company turned around a delayed delivery with a discount and apology. Of course, e-commerce means you went online to shop and you bought something and you've seen it there that on so date, that is when delivery will be made. And the day passed, possibly maybe the second day, and maybe second or third day, the goods now came. And you are angry that, what is this? Why will you people do like this? And now the company is coming to apologize with you. Maybe they followed, it depends. If if they are delivering or there's a pickup station, maybe you went to pick it up and they immediately apologized. Madam, we are sorry. We promised you so time, but due to logistic reason, we couldn't meet up. Please, we are removing a discount. You actually paid 46,700 for thing. Please, we'll give you a balance back. We'll allow you to pay 44,000. We'll take that cut of maybe 3,000 plus. The customer will be very happy that, okay, first you apologize, because it's not everybody that needs your money back. There are some customers that are well-to-do and they will say, and so what? You want to give me back 3,000? Are you insulting me? So you have to be very careful on how you deliver this that I've just said, so that it won't look as if you are being, you are feeling you have too much money. So you have to first apologize, walk the customer through within a short time what happened, which is not your fault. Logistic company, maybe the car broke down on the way, and that as a sign of so thing, this is what we are giving, and is a way of making the customer happy and ensuring that service is recovered. Tools and technologies for service recovery. Customer relationship management software, of course. Customer relationship management software. So it depends. And the second one, I say feedback and survey tools, e.g., Survey Monkeys, Google Forms. So it depends. Like the first one, the CRM software, it depends. You set up your CRM software to solve different challenges. For example, we go to supermarket, you see them, all those auto payment thing that you see them do, and at the end of the day, you see printer. All those are CRM tools to ensure that things, activities around the supermarket is tracked. So depending on the kind of business you do, you have to think of CRM tool that works for you. The second one talks about Google Form. These are feedback that you get. Feedback on service recovery. Oh, you've been able to solve something. In some places, they call it, I've forgotten what they call that. Is it suggestion box also? Then you see people drop something in suggestion box. We are happy to bank with you people. Why some people write, this is a terrible bank. In short, some people will say it's a terrible bank. Sack all the staff. Which is a negative feedback for that bank. So we go to the next one. Measuring the success of service recovery. How do you measure? Key metrics. Key metrics, of course, you need to have key metrics that we use to measure depending on your situation. There's no one method that you can use. It depends on what works for you. Secondly, customer satisfaction score. Customer satisfaction score. So you can have a scorecard. Oh, rates of 1 to 5. Please, how do you rate our service? How do you rate our service recovery? And you see, they say 5 is the highest. You see some people just rate you 1 over 5. So it's a way you can take it back and meet with your staff and work more on your service recovery. That's the essence. Then we have net promoter score. Net promoter score. This is a common metric used in customer experience program. Net promoter score measures customers' loyalty by looking at recommending a given business. So, of course, likelihood of them recommending your business to another person depends on that net promoter score. Complaint resolution time. We've talked about this. How fast you resolve complaints, of course, is a measure of success of service recovery. And the last part here is repeat purchase rate. Repeat purchase rate talks about a measure of percentage of your customers who come back for another purchase. The number, that means you have something to track the number of customers that come back to purchase other items. Not the ones that you don't even see again. So that's what the repeat purchase rate. People that comes often, they come back for one thing or the other. Turning customers' complaint into opportunities. Remember, the essence of complaint is for us to turn them to opportunities. Use feedback to improve products and services. The feedback that we get from customers is expected that's what we're supposed to use to improve our product and services. Customer tells you this is why so thing happened. You're supposed to go back inward and fix it and probably innovate, bring up a solution to ensure that complaint does not happen again. Build stronger relationship with customer. Yes, build stronger relationship. Don't be that type that your employer, even you as a business owner, somebody comes to your shop like 3 times a week and he does that weekly. And after 2 years, you don't even know his name. That's bad and that's poor. Customers feel more comfortable when you say, oh, Mr. Uche, that's from far. Maybe they just enter, Mr. Uche, good afternoon. How are you today? You can see you are already building stronger relationship with the customer. Already you know his name. Not a situation whereby maybe somebody comes to complain and you're asking your staff, who is the person? And your staff is saying, that tall man, that is slim, that has BS. It's not good enough. I know it's not possible for us to know everybody. Remember, we are looking at least the major people that come around. I'm not saying we should leave those that don't come around often. No. But to some extent, let's build stronger relationship. Stronger relationship. Are you the type that they will come to your place? They will even greet you. You use no's to answer. So also create brand advocate through exceptional recovery. Remember, exceptional recovery, that means going outside the normal to solve a customer's problem. That's the only way you can create brand advocates. You see somebody, these people, they went out of their way to do so thing. I will always go there. That's very important. So we move to dispute resolution and consumer protection. Please, all these topics are very important to our business. Very important. It's not enough for us to leave our home in the morning. One customer, one word can make you lose one customer, one major customer. And remember, one major customer must have brought more than 20 customers. So you can imagine the ripple effect of how many people you'll be losing if we don't pay attention to most of these things. Dispute resolution. Dispute resolution method includes negotiation, mediation, arbitration, and litigation. We pick the first one, negotiation. Revolves parties discussing the issue and reaching a mutual agreement. Of course, 2 people, 3 people, group of people sit down and discuss an issue. Remember, dispute, there's an issue. There was a complaint or any other thing that requires attention, that requires you to fix. So, and you are sitting down on the issue, reaching a mutual agreement. That is under the angle of negotiation. Mediation involves neutral third parties, helping parties to reach a resolution. Mediate, that's why they say, let me mediate. Neutral person that is not part of, you will see that so thing happens. Say, okay, this filling station, I bought fuel. At times you have to go to another filling station to go and confirm, or the person will come and mediate that, yes, I'm into the business, I'm into POS also. You now narrate what happened. So he is now using his experience as a POS terminal agent, not because this person is his brother, but because he has experience to mediate to solve that particular problem. So if resolution is made, that person has been able to successfully mediate. Arbitration involves a neutral third party making a binding decision. Binding decision. You brought in a third party and you discuss the issue, and after a while, you had to write agreement to bind what you people have resolved. That's way above mediation. That's why they call it arbitration, because there's a binding thing that joins all the parties together. Litigation involves taking the dispute to court for resolution. This one, when you go to litigation, that means negotiation has failed, mediation has failed, arbitration has failed, and the only way is we'll go to court. Let's go to court. So it's only the court that can resolve that kind of dispute. So those are the different types of dispute resolution. We come to consumer protection measures. Consumer protection measures is aimed at protecting consumers from fraud, unfair practices, and unsafe products. Unsafe products. Protecting the consumer from fraud, unfair practices. Unfair practices, cutting corners. Cutting corners. Are we in business? Are we cutting corners? We know within ourselves. Are we cheating our customers? Are we, I don't know the nature of business we do. Are we the type that, for example, you go to filling station, you see them adjusting their meter? That's unfair practice to consumers, because already the cost of fuel is high and you are now tampering with the meter again. That's unfair and is fraudulent. And also, it makes your product unsafe. So regulatory agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, Consumer Bureau, enforce consumer protection. Of course, in Nigeria, we have agency of government that if you think as a consumer or as a customer, your right has been infringed upon, you have the right to approach most of these government agencies. We have the Federal Competition and something, FCCPC. They play in this space. you see them dabble into all sorts of matter, whether a matter of cable subscription, whether a matter of electricity vending. They're always there once you report to them. They are here. What we are talking about is as a customer, because we are addressing ourselves now as business owner. But remember, you too, you're a customer to another person. You might be doing POS, but in your car, you need to go and buy fuel. You are a customer to that filling station. You went to the market to buy a bag of rice. You're a customer to that person. So you need to even understand all those unfair practices, and you to know how your rights needs to be protected. So this talks about protecting the rights of a consumer, that's a customer. So we need to understand that. Once we know that there's a right that a customer has, that means we cannot afford as business owner to treat them anyhow. Importance of dispute resolution and consumer protection. Effective dispute resolution and consumer protection measures help build trust within businesses and consumer. Of course, when you have a good dispute resolution in place and also a way of protecting your consumers, that as in it will reduce all these dispute issue. It will increase trust. You see, I go to that filling station, their meter is always good. Oh, that woman that is selling so thing, if you buy anything you buy from a shop is original, because they have seen the steps and measures that you put in to ensure that consumer rights are well protected. Also, resolving disputes quickly and fairly can prevent negative publicity and legal action. Of course, if you are quick as a business owner to resolve issue, there must be issue at all times. But how quick are we? Do we food drag? When you food drag, some people, before you know it, within 10 minutes, they'll go and bring lawyer. You will not be asking yourself that, what has happened that now you are bringing lawyer? But if we quickly step in and put one or two things in place and probably promise the customer, so and so time, so thing will happen. Of course, this will avoid legal action. And also, it will not bring negative publicity to your company. Protecting consumers from harm and fraud. There was a day I bought fuel in a filling station and they sold water for me. And the water spoiled some part of my car. And I went back complaining bitterly. But those people, their service recovery, they first apologized. They didn't even deny. They said, yes, it was possible that date that I said, because I showed them the payment, this date that it was their reserve that they sent. And part of their reserve, I think there's a leakage. And guess what? They showed me to their mechanic. They took care of the bills of everything I changed. And guess what? The 30 liters I bought, after finishing and buying everything, they still gave me my 30 liters fuel. That's a very perfect and wonderful service recovery. We might not all do it the same way, but you can see the show of empathy. This example I just gave you is a summary of what I've been saying from start till now. So I move to the next slide. Marketing of agent banking services. I know this is the core of our job, so there are some things I will probably just summarize so that we can allow time for question. So I will just move. Agent banking is a financial inclusion service which has been adopted by the banks to extend our retail reach across segments. Of course, agent banking, what is it all about? It's all about people offering support services to the bank where the banks cannot reach. The banks cannot reach. Some banks, there are some local government, there are some towns that they cannot get there. So they need agents, they need support staff that they will train, that will act on their behalf to sell their products. So that's why you see them, they will give you their terminal, you go to those villages and you'll be using their service. You are leveraging of their network and you are using it to do your own business and earn income. That's the summary of what this is talking about. As an agent, you are required to render basic financial services on behalf of the company. I've just said that. An agent bank is also called agency banking. Benefits of an agent bank. What's the benefit of an agent bank? The fact that it can operate internationally. These banks allow business to expand their geographic presence. Of course, you see a particular bank that is just in the state capital, but you can't find them in any local government. But because of the effort of the agents, they've been able to penetrate everywhere. They are now issuing the bank cards. So in a way, they're already rendering services, which is a key benefit. to the bank because their customer base is increasing. They are opening accounts for the bank. They are issuing card. They are, of course, if they are support system, maybe how to handle issues. Of course, they render support also. Targets of the agents are the unbanked individuals and small business. Targets, that means where the agent wants to go and do business. You will hear, as I'm collecting this time, this is the village I want to go and work. Because in that village, so and so category of people are the people I'm targeting. Because most of them don't have bank account. Most of them don't even have so thing. So you want to go there and break the market and ensure that you scale financial inclusion up in that axis. Importance of marketing in agency banking. What's the importance of marketing in agency banking? It increases awareness of the services. If a bank or a fintech company has 1 or 2 or 3 services, as an agent, of course, you are, because somebody that comes to withdraw, you're also telling the person that, oh, you can also come here to pay electricity bill. Oh, the person will say, oh, you mean so disco, I can come and pay. Yes. In a way, you're marketing their product for them free. Also, you are educating potential customers. You are finding a way to win them. You are building trust and credibility because they believe that if so person can be an agent of so bank, he or she must have gone through the rigorous training. And for him to be the face of the bank, he can be trusted. Also, drives customer acquisition and retention. Fintech. That's why you see most of these fintech and bank, at the end of the year, they'll be declaring huge money. You are part of that deal. You are part of those people that helped them to rake in that income. Unique selling proposition. Unique selling proposition are things that set your agent banking service apart. Those things that distinguish you from other people. Convenience, that's local access. It's convenient for people to reach you. Local access is convenient for me to reach you than for me to go to maybe a far place where I would need a transport. Even if I will go to a far place, it must be for a particular convenience also. Maybe the convenience is how I've been served. Low transaction costs. You can see for those that are doing POS, even the fact that CBN has increased the service charge on withdrawal on ATM, people still don't use ATM the way they ought to be using it. Because from my house to the nearest ATM point, to and fro, is 1,500. And what I'm withdrawing, I know POS will only charge me 400 or 500. I would rather want to use POS because it offers lower transaction cost. So regardless of the business that we are doing, we want to believe that in agency banking, now we are being particular, agent banking now, not general business. It offers lower transaction costs. Also, user-friendly technology. The technology is very user-friendly. You just put in your card, you press this, withdraw, you put PIN. In short, if a customer gives you his card that I want to withdraw 20,000, and for 5 minutes, you have not given the customer that, oh yeah, put your PIN. They're already aware of the process. You see them start shouting, what's the problem? I hope you are not trying to, they will now start to, are you copying my PIN or you are trying to record my PIN or PAN number? Because it's user-friendly. They already know the process. That's what the unique selling point of agent banking. So the marketing channels now in agency. Marketing channels include and not limited to digital marketing. Of course, social media. Your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. You can put what you do there. Oh, come for BVN enrollment, come for NI. You want to do so and traditional marketing, flyers, community events. They are doing Owambe somewhere, or they are doing naming. You decide to tell people word of mouth. I do so thing. I do so thing. Your children, if they need NI, please in their school, call me. I'm doing marketing and partnership also. Local businesses, NGO. You go to a school and you tell them that, okay, instead of your GS3 students, instead of making them go through the rigor of going to NI office, you can invite me to come to your school and I'll be able to offer social service. You go to higher institution, oh, your 100 level students, I can come to that place and do BVN enrollment for them. So in a way, you are trying to partner with the school so that at the end of the day, you market your service. Then choosing the right channel is based on target audience. The market that you are choosing, it depends on the audience that you are looking at. You can't go to a secondary school that the highest age is the school is maybe 16 years, and you say you want to go and do BVN there. And chances are that maybe BVN enrollment is 17 years and above. That will not fly. So you must know your target audience well before you begin marketing so that you don't just end up embarrassing yourself or wasting your time. Measuring success. Key performance indicators. We look at customer acquisition rate, customer retention rate. That's the rate of number of customers that you win to yourself. That's acquisition. Then the rate of customer that you'll be able to hold, that these ones are mine or they are not going anywhere. That's the level of number of people you've been able to retain. Then the third one is talking about engagement metrics. Likes, share, and comment. Tools for measurement. That's our social media again, Google analysis, and probably customer survey. Engagement matrix. So it depends on what works for you, but you have to find a way to ensure that measuring success, you check your customers acquisition rate. What's the rate of people that have come in? What's the rate of people you've been able to hold back? What's the rate of people that you have shared comments with? Case study. Success story. Example of successful agent banking marketing campaign. Of course, we know we all go for market storm. You go for market storm, maybe as POS agent, as account opening agent, as BVA agent together. And of course, you do most of this campaign, you share flyers, you talk about your product, you gather people together. And at the end of the day, people ask you questions and you see them give you a date. Oh, come so day in the community. We will give you so number of accounts massively. So the second one talks about what worked, what didn't work, and how to apply this lesson. Of course, in your field experience, doing marketing, there are some things that never worked. It's not possible for you to have it perfect everywhere. That's the essence of always having meeting with your staff to draw up strategy. Oh, this strategy that we used last week didn't work. Oh, this is what I think we should do. So you look at what didn't work and you look at what worked so that you can get lessons on how to progress in your business. Challenging and solution. I'm winding up. We're winding down already, please. Challenges and solution. What are the common challenges? Low awareness in rural areas. Of course, the awareness level when it comes to agency banking, marketing. Remember, we are talking about marketing. Is low in the rural area. It's more in the urban centers. So we need more awareness in the rural areas. Competitions from traditional banks. Of course, common challenges are there are no competition in the rural area because the traditional banks, they don't want to go to the rural area. So that's why at times we even find it difficult to access cash when you are doing POS in such places because access to the nearest traditional bank is far. Resistance to change. Some people, it's difficult for them to change. They are so glued to the commercial banks. They are so glued to a particular way of service. You are an NI agent. You go to a particular community and you are hearing, no, I don't want to do NI with you. I want to go to NI office. And maybe the nearest NI office is far. So these are challenges. Resistance to change. They don't want to change. They want to go back the old way. So what are the potential solutions? The potential solution is tailoring communication, community engagement, and partnership. Communication is not just something you do once. That means you have to go to that place, convince them that instead of going to so place and allow everybody to spend money to the nearest NIPSI center, I can do this, I can do that. Okay, you people have trust issue. This is how we meant this trust issue. You give them all this form of assurance so that at the end of the day, collective wise, they will not engage you that, okay, come so time, let's give you a trial. And you try for 50 people and they see that you succeed, then all of a sudden you see 200 people come out and you're overwhelmed. So that's talking about the challenges and solution. So agency banking services, we all know this. Cash in, cash out, BVN, account opening, issuance of debit card, vending in electricity sector. Agents are there. Business documentation, CSC, SCUMU, PENCOM, and all those things. Disbursement, agents also are involved. And conclusion, let's have a recap of what we have done so far. 1, complaints are opportunity for improvement. We should know that when you hear a customer's complaint, it's for you to improve your services. You are never there. Don't think your organization is already at the peak, that you are devoid of any form of complaint. Please listen to that complaint and let's see how we use it to improve ourselves. 2, effective service recovery builds loyalty. How best you've been able to resolve those complaints will make you build the trust of your customers. And the 3rd, training and tools are essential to success. Of course, continue to train your staffs, continue to train yourself, continue to bring out tools, working tools that will make customer service management easy. That's the only way we can attain success. And lastly, call to action. Let us turn complaints into customers' loyalty. Let us turn complaints from customer into customers' loyalty. A customer brought a complaint that is so big in his eyes. You're able to settle down to listen attentively. You're able to pick the one you can solve, the one you can refer to the service provider, so that at the end of the day, the customer is happy and he or she remains loyal to you. This is the end of the training. Thank you very much. While I allow you to ask your questions, if any. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. So please, if you have any question, please, the way we did in the previous class, just raise up your hand. So we'll make it accordingly, please. So any questions, raise up your hand, please. So we do it one by one. So I think there's no question, sir.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Michael.
Yeah, because at the beginning when you were talking, you mentioned umbrella agent or something like that. So there was a question I asked then. So what do you mean by that then?
Oh, that was the previous class. Oh,
Yeah, my network was fluctuating, so I couldn't get it. In fact, I would like maybe if there's a video of it or
yes,
something, a record
yes.
of it whereby
Share that. Share
can
recording
compare.
after everything, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mercy Jim, please. On to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for the training. I learned so much. My question is, what about in a place where you have people, the way they treat your staff, the way they treat customer is not good at all. What can you do to address that issue? In a place where you have a hot-tempered boss, how do you go about it?
Sorry, I didn't get that question very well.
My question is this. In a situation whereby you have a hot-tempered boss and the complaint is always coming about the boss, okay? What do you do? They don't like the manner in which you approve them and all of that, and with the boss. So what are you supposed to do, sir?
Okay, I understand what you said. That in a situation where you have a hot-tempered boss, so now I want to assume maybe you are the employee now under the boss. I want to assume so. So in that situation, that's a dicey situation. But I think such person is an MD and CEO of the company. He or she needs this kind of training. He or she needs this kind of training, because as an employee under him, you have to be very careful because there are some things you do that might make you lose your job. So I don't want to be seen that it was Mr. Michael Obafemi that said I should go and meet my boss to tell him this. So wisdom, we direct you on that. But I think such people needs this kind of professional training from FIC to ensure that they understand what is needed. Capital is not enough. Having a good office is not enough. But you need most of these attributes to ensure that you deliver in your service delivery. Because customers are now key and they are king.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mike, I would like to say thank you. I don't think there's any other question again. No one raising his or her hand up. So I would like to say thank you, Mr. Michael, for your time and for your lecture, sir. Really appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Okay, now to everyone, the third lecture will continue tomorrow. That's on financial inclusion. So that will hold 1 o'clock tomorrow. I know everybody's going to church or have some things to do, but please, based on time, that's why I have to do some on Sundays. So the exam is coming fast, you understand? So 1 o'clock tomorrow, to be brief also, only just one tomorrow. Then the fourth one will be on Saturday again by 10 a.m. So I hope to see you all tomorrow by 1 a.m. again tomorrow. I'll be 1 p.m. actually, sorry. So thank you everyone. Have a lovely day.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Israel.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Israel, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you too, sir.